5 pros and 5 cons of solo camping. Well, let's start. I have got some notes. Pros. Now, these are just my opinion too. My pros might be someone else's cons. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Being able to quietly think about your life, or something that may be going on with your life or with loved ones. Having that time to just, I don't know, analyse, I suppose. I analyse things, but that's, yeah. But on the other side of that is number 2, which is not to think. Sometimes you just need to rest your brain and not think about all that stuff. So, yeah, you might think I'm a bit loony for putting it that way, that it's a pro and it's a con, but yeah. Being able to go for a walk, or go for a swim, or go for a cycle, if that's what you're into, wherever you want to go, whenever you want to go, without having to ask someone else if they want to go, or having to wait for people, or, you know, somebody having a, I don't know, maybe having a sook. Did I just say that? Yeah, I did. So that's number 3. You don't have to, yeah, when you're by yourself, excuse me, when you're by yourself, you don't have to really worry about anybody else but yourself. Now, number 4, do you get sick of talking to yourself? Well, I don't. But there's always, well, not always, but like at the moment I haven't seen anyone for 2 days now. But generally, like if someone turned up now, I'd probably be quite happy to have a little chat to them, or a chin wag, or whatever you want to call that. You know, and they, generally the people that you meet out in the bush are like-minded people. So they just want to come and enjoy nature and listen to the birds, and if they find someone out there that's wanting to do the same thing, then it's a lovely conversation could be had. Don't you think? That's what I've found anyway. Number 5, which is probably the same as number 4 really, but you can be as alone as you want to be. You can be alone as you're comfortable with, and it's okay, because it's your time, so you can do with it what you want. I think that's the gist of all the pros. It's like being able to do what you want, when you want, how you want, and why you want. So, the cons. Okay, let's look at some cons. Okay, so if you're a people person, you may get lonely. Like I said, I've been here, I haven't seen anyone for 2 days, 2.5 days. I'm probably not a people person, I'm probably trying to say, but yeah, if you are a people person and you love to have people around you all the time, and someone to talk to, and someone to throw ideas at, things like that, then, you know, it may not be for you, it may just not be your thing, and that's okay too, because everyone camps in a different way. But, you know, don't think that there's something weird about you, because there's not. It's just that everyone's different. You might get afraid. Now, I'm not going to say I've never been afraid, but in the 2 nights I've been here, and like I'm pretty deep in the forest here, I haven't been afraid at all. I probably get more afraid of those big lizards, the really big ones, because they're really quiet. They'll sneak up on you, and like they're over a metre long and like, 300 or 400 high. High, and they will just sneak up on you. I've had one, I was sitting at my caravan one day and I stood up to, I don't know, go and look at something in the river, and when I turned round to walk back to where I'd been sitting, there's one right at my chair, and had I not got up and walked away, it would have just snuck up behind me and probably nipped me on the ankle. So yeah, I don't like those. That's probably the thing I get scared of the most. I don't really get scared of people. I do suss people out, but I'm going to do another video on other people. Someone has actually asked me to talk about that, so I'm going to. So that'll be coming up pretty soon. It's an important one. Cons. Okay, I'm up to 3, I think. Noises. Noises are a lot louder at night, and most of the time you probably get scared at night. Yeah. Because you don't know what the noises are, you can't see what the noises are. So I think the best thing to do with that is probably just take note through the day of the noises. And like if you're getting involved in your surroundings, you probably have already heard some noises through the day and you know what they are. You've worked it out. But at night you get all different animals coming out, so you don't really know what they are. Luckily here we don't have predators as such, like bears and cougars and things like that. So we're very lucky with that. So generally anything you hear is probably just something that's come to tease you. Don't worry about it too much. Other people, that's on my list, but like I said, I'm going to talk about that at another time. Cons, yes, the last one is running out of stuff. Now, if you've got other people with you, then, you do tend to double up on stuff, like, oh, look, I've run out of eggs. Oh, someone will have an egg. I've run out of sugar. Oh, someone will have some sugar, for sure. I ran out of beer once. That was really bad. But I was leaving the next day, so I dealt with it. It was okay. But, yeah, running out of things. When you're there by yourself, you have to be prepared and make sure that you've got what you need. And if you run out, well, bad luck, You'll know better next time, won't you? But it is a pro though. But if you're organised, you should be able to get yourself around that. So I've had people that, when we've been at an isolated farm or something like that, and they've run out of something, they'll get in the car and drive all the way back to town, which might be like half an hour or more, just to get something to make something that they had in a menu, in a recipe or something, like self-raising flour or something like that. I was going, well, make something else. Be flexible. Yeah, that's probably what I'd say. Be flexible, and don't get upset about the little stuff. Okay? All right. With that, enjoy the pros and cons. There's not really that many cons, is there? I don't think so. Probably the biggest one is if you are a people person or you get afraid. They're the big two, I would say. But try it. If you don't like it, then don't do it. It Doesn't matter. You'll learn to do things the way you feel comfortable doing them. But if you do like it, but you know, you think, oh, I get a bit scared, but I really like it. Well, just persist. You know, just keep trying. Do it again. Maybe do it in a different place. Maybe it's the place that you don't feel comfortable. Maybe you feel a bit too isolated. I didn't even check. There's another campsite about 1 kilometre from here, and I didn't even check when I drove in if there was anyone camped down there. I might go for a drive in a little bit and just see. I do like to know who's around. I had this joke with some of my friends about meerkats. I'll see if I can find the picture and I'll put it up somewhere. But yeah, it was the meerkats, and you know how they're such sticky beaks and they're sort of going like this and looking at everything, you know. Well, that's like when new campers pull up and you're sort of checking them out, you know. Yeah, so it's pretty fun. And I know I do that, but it's not because I'm a sticky pig. It's because I like to know who's nearby. Probably another good tip, actually. Yeah, just be aware of who's nearby. And if you don't feel comfortable for any reason, leave. Okay? Just leave. There's other places you can go. Don't get into anything with anybody if you're there by yourself. Just, you know, just casually pack up your stuff and leave, because it's just not worth it. If you're really worried about a certain person, take their number plate, and like it just depends on what it is that's upset you, sort of thing. But it's never. I've done that before. I've reported people before, and they've actually been run out of the area. They were travellers. I think they were European travellers, those particular ones. And that was when I was travelling in Western Australia. But that was, yeah, quite an eventful evening. But yeah, it was, yeah. But I did report them to the ranger, and the ranger tracked them down, and yeah, they were told in no uncertain terms they weren't welcome in that shire anymore. So they don't get deported or anything like that, but you know, they get a good talking to and are told. I mean, people from overseas sometimes don't realise that they're doing something wrong. So you know, to be told by someone in authority that that's not the done thing, then sometimes that's all it needs, and they pull their heads in and don't do it again, hopefully. Anyway, that's all for me now. I've chatted for long enough. Okay, I think it's lunchtime, so maybe a tomato sandwich. See ya.